this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder that Capital One Bank Guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also tell you about how Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bankguy. Capital One N.A., member FDIC. Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage, because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more. Hey everybody, it's me, Josh, and for this week's SYSK Selects, I've chosen How Guide Dogs Work. It's a heartwarming look at some amazing animals that work really, really hard to help humans out and do some extraordinarily amazing things. And keep an ear out for a surprise appearance by the Globe of Death before we knew it was called the Globe of Death. Enjoy.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh, there's Chuck, and we hope we sound correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, Jerry was looking at or putting the headphones up to her ears.
Oh, so like she's not even paying attention. So you're basically what you're saying is we have no quality control going on right now.
Well, no, we did because Jerry had the headphones up to her ears.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we don't.
She checks in occasionally. She wakes up and says, "Yeah, yeah,
yeah." Huh? What?
What?
So, Chuck.
Yes.
How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. You look well.
Huh?
You look well.
Thank you very much.
Healthy, fit,
well,
happy,
sun-kissed.
sun-kissed. Yeah.
Feeling good. Chuck, have you ever seen a guide dog?
A guy dog?
Guide. Duh.
Oh.
Duh.
Yeah, sure.
Guide dog.
See them all the time.
Do you know why they are also called seeing eye dogs, or used to be?
Well, because guide dogs specifically, unlike the general term service dogs, are to help guide around people who cannot see.
That is a pretty nice story, but it's not entirely correct.
I had a feeling.
Seeing eye dogs were actually part of a company called the Seeing Eye, which was the first American guide dog training company.
Huh.
And it wasn't the Americans who came up with training guide dogs. It was actually the Germans. In Potsdam, Germany, the first guide dog training academy was set up to help veterans that had been blinded in World War I.
Wow.
And it was successful. It didn't really take off. But an American woman living in Switzerland, her name was Dorothy Harris Eustace. She was a very wealthy American, heard about this, went and visited the school and said, "This is pretty awesome." Came back, waited a few years before she got around to writing an article, and it was published in the Saturday Evening Post.
Oh, wow.
And a young blind whippersnapper named...
Norman Rockwell?
No.
Oh.
His name was Morris Frank.
Uh-huh.
He heard about it, and he got in touch with Mrs. Eustace and said, "I would like one of these dogs. Can you help me out?" She said, "Not only will I help you out, I'm going to fly you to Potsdam, to Switzerland, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be trained with a dog,
yeah.
and we can give you $10,000 to go start the first school in America." So Morris Frank took her up on it, took the $10,000, and started in Tennessee the Seeing Eye Dog School.
So are you saying that seeing eye dogs are the Kleenex of the working service dog world?
That is very apt.
It's actually a brand name. Interesting. I never knew that. Now, see, you asked how I like this, and I said nothing really surprised me. It was a good article, but I wasn't surprised. And here you go, surprising me.
Kaboom.
Right off the bat.
Thanks.
All right, guide dogs. Let's get to it, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward stuff, but it's neat to know the details of things. Like, first of all, if you ever see a guide dog, it's actually working and you should leave it alone.
Yeah, that's in my house. It's difficult with Emily.
Yeah, you're really not supposed to do that.
I know, and she doesn't. But dude, she's like a 5-year-old. Like she will. I have seen her fake like she's going to look for something and just brush up her hand against the dog's head, like in a store. Like, oh, let me go look at the cereal, and she'll just brush up and be like, "Oops, I didn't mean to pet your guide dog."
She's like a frauder.
5-year-old.
She's like a frauderist for guide dogs.
Yeah, basically, is that people who rub up against you and stuff in public?
Yeah,
yeah, she totally
Weird.
is. She can't help it, dude. When she sees a dog, she just cannot not touch it.
So, and it's understandable, especially with guide dogs, why Emily would do that, because it's like dogs and then 5 echelons up, guide dogs.
Yeah,
right.
Like the best.
Not only are they dogs, which are great animals to begin with, but they're dogs that actually help not only just regular people, but people who can't see. So it's like you just want to pet them and be like, "You're the greatest thing on the planet."
Well,
right
and they
now.
look sad, which makes you want to pet them even more. But people, they are not sad. They are working, and they are delighted to be working. Because if they're not delighted to be working, they wouldn't be guide dogs.
Exactly.
They wouldn't make it through the process.
That's exactly right. So that's not to say that you can never touch a guide dog. Normally, you want to leave them alone.
Just rub them against them in the store.
Right. But if you really can't resist the urge, Emily, you can ask the handler, the guide dog owner, the person who the guide dog is assisting, if you can pet their dog. That way, they can say, "Not really, he's really concentrating now," or "No, you can go ahead and pet him." And then the owner knows that now he needs to get the dog back into his concentration working mode after he's been petted.
Yeah.
Okay, that's rule number 1.
Okay.
Guide dogs are rule number 2, typically allowed anywhere the general public is allowed, because if they're not, then you're saying, oh no, only people who can see are allowed into these public areas.
Exactly. Which is one of the best things about them, and why why Emily wants to rub up against them, because she's like, well, I'm in a library and there's a dog. This is a bonus.
Right, exactly. It's a great library. The thing is since they're allowed anywhere and they're a dog, and because there's people like Emily walking around who want to pet them all the time, the dog, it's up to the dog rather than Emily to decide, like, oh, let's keep things professional here.
Right.
I'm not going to create any kind of ruckus or disturbance.
Yeah.
So the dog has to be extraordinarily well-trained to concentrate, and what it's concentrating on is a certain prescribed set of things, specifically how to take a direct route.
Yeah.
And to stay in front of and just to the left of the handler.
Yep, at a steady pace.
Yep.
You don't want a dog that like runs some and then stops to smell and eat poop and then runs again. The biggest, I would say probably easily the biggest thing a guide dog must do is have complete mastery of the intersection and the crosswalk.
Yeah.
That's really where, stairs and cliffs and things like that are important, but the crosswalk in the intersection is, when it comes down to brass tacks, that's the most important thing that a guide dog needs to know how to do perfectly.
Right, and
every time.
The way that guide dog trainers have established the importance of this is the guide dogs are taught universally to stop at every curb.
Yeah, and that's a good way to, you should train your dog to do that anyway.
I was thinking, Chuck, if you can get your hands on a training manual for a guide dog,
just use that.
You could use that for any dog, and you'd have like a super terrific A1 dog.
Yeah, I bet you could. That sounds like a service. Josh's A1 dogs.
Yeah, and fingerprinting powder.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's a good way to train a dog anyway. Like I said, you don't want your dog pulling you into an intersection, even if you can see. But back to guide dogs, that is the most important thing. They have to stop at every curb, sit, and while they're sitting, and like I said, these aren't just service dogs, because there's other dogs if you have like epilepsy or if you're in a wheelchair sometimes. These are specifically for the blind. But they'll come to an intersection and they work together as a unit. It's the dog stops and the blind person listens. They listen for traffic and they listen for traffic stopping. And then they tell the dog, all right, now we can go forward into the intersection. But here's the cool thing, and this is, I think, the coolest thing in this article. About guide dogs. The dog doesn't just say, okay, let's go. The dog says, well, you're saying it's okay, but you can't see. So why don't you let me decide for sure if it's okay?
Yep.
If there's a car coming, even if the handler says move forward, the dog won't do it.
The dog will wait until whatever hazard is coming is cleared, and then will follow the command. It's called selective disobedience.
Yes.
It's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, when I lived in L.A. in my first apartment, I lived across from I don't know if it was a dog training school or if it was just a school for the blind, but all the traffic lights around me made noises.
Oh, yeah, like wait.
No, that would be good. Actually, it was just like these sounds, like these ticking sounds that they knew.
Oh, yeah.
They knew what it meant.
There's
But yeah,
ones by-
wait or go would be even better.
There's ones by Yumi's in my house that say wait. When you press the button, wait.
Oh, really?
And then it'll say what street light is now red and what street you can cross depending on where the intersection is.
Is that just a new thing, or is it near a
It's
school
pretty new.
for seeing eye dogs
The
or something?
voice sounds pretty futuristic.
No, but is it tied to the blind, or is it just...
Yeah, I think that's what it's for.
Okay.
Because, yeah, it directs you verbally across what street you can take, right?
Wait.
And it's funny because you can press the button a few times. It'll be like, wait.
Really? That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've never done that, though, right?
Yeah, right. Well, what else is there to do while you're waiting for a crosswalk light? I don't jaywalk.
That's right. You can get a ticket for that in Los Angeles, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a way of life in New York.
Yeah.
Don't do it in L.A.
Another thing the dog has to do is to know how to bring the handler to an elevator button, a set of elevator buttons.
Sure.
Stairs? Yeah, stop at stairs.
Very important.
At the bottom and the top.
Yeah.
Until told what to do. Lie there quietly when the handler's sitting, wherever the handler is.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Like part of being a guide dog is you just have to just cut out all other distractions that would drive any other dog bonkers.
Yeah.
And just sit there, because the first time a guide dog acts like a regular dog in a public setting, guide dogs everywhere have a bad name.
That's right.
You know?
Well, and that's why they look sad to me. Like, I used to take Marta, and there was a guide dog frequently on the way home with this lady, and the dog would just lay down under the seat on the subway and just look so sad. But I always had to tell myself, this dog's not sad. When that harness comes off, it's playtime.
Were you saying that with like tears streaming down your cheeks?
I might have teared up a time or two.
It's so sad.
So, like we said, they work as a team. It's not the handler just giving orders, and it's not the dog just carrying out orders. They have to work together because, A, the dog doesn't know where to go.
Right.
That's the handler's job. And the handler doesn't know when to go.
Or, what obstacles are coming up.
Exactly.
Put the two together, you got a pretty great team.
That's right. You have the makings of a fine sitcom.
So, like you said, after hours, after they're working, when the harness is on, the dog's at work.
Yeah.
It's concentrating. It knows everything to do. When the harness is off, it's just like any other dog.
It's belly rub time.
You're right. A guide dog is both a service dog and the family pet, too.
That's right.
So really, genuinely, don't feel like bad for service animals when you see them out in public. Like, they're treated just as well and even better than other dogs back at home. And from what I understand, they're really enjoying themselves because they're like concentrating, they're stimulated, they're going places. They're not just like sitting at home, all day waiting for, their owner to come home and let them out for a half hour on a leash.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a lot of people who believe that guide dogs lead far more fulfilling lives than the average house dog.
Yeah, well, dogs, it depends on the breed, but in general, dogs have jobs. And if you have a poorly behaved dog, that means it's probably a breed that wants a job that doesn't have one.
Or you just got a lemon.
Like, one of our dogs is really bad. Lucy's terrible. She's 13 and she's still bad.
Well, she was bred to be a car dealer.
Well,
we haven't taken her to Vegas in a long time, Chuck.
She is a Catahoula, though, and they're herding dogs, and she needs a job, basically. She's never had a job, so her job has been to poop in the house and to eat books and furniture and stuff like that.
Wait, what kind of job are they supposed to do?
Well, the Catahoulas were herders, like
Okay.
sheep herders and things.
Does she herd you guys around the house? Like, does she try to make sure you're all in the same room at the same time, or?
No.
Okay.
No. All right, so let's talk about the process of schooling a guide dog. They're usually free. They will pair people up. They're generally nonprofits who run on donations.
Yeah, if you wanted to feel even better about people like guide dog schools,
Yeah.
it's free.
Yeah, you don't have to pay $2,000 for your well-trained guide dog. They will pair you as a person that can't see with a great dog for no charge.
Right.
In general. Although, there could be a lot of money in that. You start up a private one.
Yeah.
Josh's A1 Dogs.
Yeah, sure, you could get a free one, but if you want a really good one, you're going to have to pay for it.
So these the schools are set up and pretty much handle the whole process from soup to nuts, which includes breeding them sometimes. If they're like really great guide dogs, they might go into a breeding program afterward.
I have the impression that most like major guide dog schools handled their own breeding.
Yeah, probably so. They arrange the puppy raising programs, which is where it all starts, which we'll get into in a minute.
So cute.
They evaluate these dogs along the way. They train them once they're ready. They train the instructors. They train the handlers. They match the dog with the handler, reevaluate them after a while, and eventually retire the dogs,
Yep.
which is very sad and happy.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that too. That's at the end. But you're talking golden retrievers, labs, German shepherds are generally who you're going to see because they're all whip smart and generally pretty nice,
Loyal, obedient,
very trainable.
and confident too. That's one of the number one, again, qualities of a guide dog is self-confidence.
Yeah.
And that self-confidence is built up as a puppy. That's one of the main things in a guide dog in training or pre-training puppy guide dog raising person.
Yeah, they. I think Alicia Hoyt wrote this. She interviewed.
Nope, this was a Tom Harris joint.
Oh, was it? Okay. Tom interviewed someone at a place called Guiding Eyes for the Blind in Yorktown Heights, New York, and we're going to be referencing them a lot as far as, or that's who we're talking about when we throw out some of these common stats.
Yeah.
Like 20% of the original puppies aren't suitable to even enter the program. Like they start weeding them out really early. They sell them as pets if they're not, if they're part of that 20%, or they may just not be. They may be okay for service dogs, but not good for guide dogging.
Uh-huh.
So they'll maybe send them to another organization that will help people like with epilepsy or in a wheelchair or something.
Yeah. The ones that do make it, though, the ones that are like, okay, you're a 6-week-old puppy, and we can tell already that you are probably going to be worth a shot.
Yeah.
So we're going to send you into training school, pre-training school, puppy raising is what it's called.
With just regular people. Like you can go out and do this
Uh-huh.
as if you have the time and you have the patience and you have the resources, you can actually get puppies to the point where a year later you will then turn them back over to a proper school.
A year to a year and a half, depending.
Yeah.
And along the way, you're going to be trained
Sure.
on how to raise a puppy according to the standards of the school. They're not just going to say, here's a puppy, don't screw it up.
Right.
There's usually weekly, monthly, quarterly meetings with other puppy raisers where all the puppies get together to ensure they're socialized, to update things, to make sure everybody's on the same page with raising their puppies, so that there's evaluations. And like we said, what they're trying to do is they're not training the puppies at all.
Right.
The main point of puppy raising is to start to set up how a puppy can become confident, make it feel good about itself. And I take that back. They are training them.
They train them in
like
the basics.
Sit, stay,
Sure.
lay down, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nothing advanced.
Just good basic obedience.
Exactly. And then they're also getting the puppies used to the idea of training for extended periods of time on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And they're doing that by taking the dog all over the place. Anywhere that they can get a dog into, they're going to take this dog to expose it to new experiences every week.
Yeah, and after a certain amount of time, they'll get their little coat that says, I'm a puppy dog in training.
Yep.
very cute little situation there. And that's when they can really take it anywhere they want to go.
As I understand it, not necessarily by
you're
law.
supposed to, yeah.
Right. By law, you can't. You're supposed to ask.
Right.
But for the most part, it's like, yeah.
But socialization is a big deal. Like you said, they try to expose puppies to at least 5 new experiences a week.
Mm-hmm.
So everything from other dogs being around to being in a shopping mall to going to Gymboree and having screaming kids, throwing their poop all over the place.
I would guess so.
Actually, I don't know if I'd take a puppy to be trained to Gymboree.
That's probably like the proving ground.
Yeah. Yeah, if they can ignore that. But basically what they want to do is develop a good relationship with the dog, which will eventually transfer to their handler.
And we were talking about learning obedience, like just basic obedience. All guide dogs are taught not with treats.
Yeah.
And there's a very, very good reason why you don't want to teach a dog with treats.
Sure.
Because if you have a guide dog that's like food is a reward, and I think a lot about food, as a matter of fact, you could say I'm fixated on food.
Is that your dog voice?
Yeah. And you take that guide dog into like a diner.
Yeah, or a Nathan's.
That guide dog's going to have some real problems concentrating.
Yeah.
So you use praise and then correction through like just a tug on a leash.
Yeah, that's typical like Caesar Milan stuff.
Yeah. Psst.
Yeah. Psst.
One of those two.
I saw one the other day where he was training a dude who was scared of dogs. An adult. He had grown kids. He was like in his probably late 40s, and he was still frightened of dogs. And it was like every stupid episode of that show, very emotional.
Well, that music is pretty.
Oh man,
it'll wrap you up
right at the right time.
Stuff you should know.
Hey everybody, we're here to talk to you about Wayfair, who believes that spaces should be functional, they should be comfortable, they should be well designed, and they can be well designed by you with their help.
Your updated space should feel more comfortable, inviting, and practical for everyday use. And we're talking about outdoor seating. We're talking about grills. We're talking about major appliances. If you need storage solutions, Wayfair can help you out. Patio lighting, rugs, decor. It is your one-stop shop for home.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting nice out, so it's time to think about living outdoors for the next few months. And Wayfair knows that outdoor furniture, it's heavy, it's intimidating to assemble. So Wayfair has stepped in and said, we're going to handle the hard part so you don't have to.
That's right. You can shop Wayfair Verified, your shortcut to the good stuff. And that means their team of product specialists are going to vet everything by hand using a 10-point inspection, testing things like, quality materials, functionality, and features, and even how long it takes to build that piece of furniture. And the overall experience save time, reduce hassle, and improved convenience.
Patio season is here, and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary, it's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
Stuff you should know.
Wait, hold on, Chuck.
Yeah.
I think we should do a little public service for our listeners out there and teach them the whiz-bang A1 no-fail method of housebreaking a dog in as little as one day.
All right, let's hear it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, my dog poops every day and eats it herself, so I've done a poor job. Buckley pees when it thunders.
Do you have a thunder shirt for him?
Yeah, we call it Thunder Buddy. It helps a little bit, but
Yeah.
if we're not home and it's thundering, he'll pee.
Do you give him sedatives or anything?
No, it's just I just clean up the pee.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
if you have a puppy,
yeah,
they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't know if that's true or not, but with a puppy, it's easier. I think that should be, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, comma, I don't know if that's true or not, semicolon, with a puppy, it's easier. That should be the full adage.
that's the A1 slogan.
So you take your puppy outside once an hour, pretty much, and you take them to the same place outside, and you wait until they finally start to go. And when they go, you say, puppy's name, insert it here.
Yeah,
Do your thing.
yeah, or whatever you choose to say.
And then you praise that dog like it just saved your life.
Yeah,
And then the next time you take the dog out again and you wait. You do that a couple of times. And then maybe by the third or fourth time, you take the dog out to the same place and you say, puppy, do your thing. And that dog will probably pee or poop on command
yeah,
for the rest of its life.
yeah. I say go potty, and it works still.
Yeah. Especially when it's thundering.
Yeah, go potty. He's like, dude, perfect.
And again, the reason why you want a dog that will only pee or poop on command is because, again, you can't have a guide dog pooping in public because people will be like, well, we need to legislate guide dogs.
Yeah, if your
Can't have
dog's
dog poop in a library.
Yeah, exactly.
This lady over here is rubbing against the dog while it's pooping.
Yeah. Plus, you don't want your dog taking a big dump in front of Forever 21 because little kids at the mall will be turned off by that.
Ew.
So like you said, puppies are evaluated every few months during training. And eventually, like we said, at about the year and a half mark, the saddest day ever happens. And you have to take that puppy that you raised and turn them over to a school. And they did an interview with a lady who raised a dog named Sonar.
Her name is Mary Contando.
Yeah, and it sounds like she does this a lot. And she had a really good attitude. She's like, here's how I look at it. I had 3 kids, and I raised them and eventually sent them out into the world. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do this with this dog. And they provide a service, and we don't look at it as losing this dog. We look at it as like we've given someone a gift of a well-trained puppy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will get another one right after that and start all over again.
Yeah, I think also once you prove yourself as an able and capable guide dog puppy raiser,
Yeah.
like they'll keep coming back every time to ask you if you want to do it again.
Yeah, and you may one day, actually maybe one day soon, get that dog back if it gets kicked out of the program.
Yeah, because like you said, 20% right off the bat aren't even trained as puppies.
Yeah.
Of the ones that go through puppy training and are brought back after 12 to 18 months,
Yeah.
50% of those will just be like turned down.
Yeah, and a lot of times they'll offer them back to the original puppy raiser. Say, hey, do you want this dog?
You failed. Would you like the dog back as a token
Yeah.
to commemorate your failure?
Or the sweetest thing ever, perhaps when that dog retires, you might get it back.
Yeah, usually if the person who has the guide dog,
Yeah, the handler.
the handler, can't, because they need another guide dog after that one retires.
Yeah.
If they can't keep 2 dogs, keep the other one as a pet, then I think you have the first shot if you raise it as a puppy.
Yeah, could you imagine like raising this puppy, giving away, and like 10 years later getting it back as
It'd
a
be
retiree?
like Christian the Lion or something.
Yeah.
You know? But with dogs.
That's right. So once your puppy has been raised and it goes to regular school, they're going to basically reinforce and train everything they've already learned, and then introduce like all the serious parts of schooling. Like here's an intersection, here's a cliff, here's stairs. A lot of the schools have fake intersections built so they can really, do like hands-on training there on the campus.
Right, and this is like intensive training. This isn't like whenever some burnout who like lives at the school gets around to it. Like this is intensive training like every day
Yeah.
from multiple people, one of whom the dog trainer, the master trainer, is actually assisted by other apprentice trainers.
Yeah.
And like it's a very intensive months long training.
Yeah, about 6 months, I think.
Yeah.
And that's after a year to a year and a half of puppy training.
Right.
So by the time a handler gets it, it's, a couple of years old.
Well, not only is there's puppy training, 6 months of intensive dog school training.
Yeah.
And then when the handler's finally matched, there's a whole month where the handler and the dog are trained together.
Yeah, and the matching process takes a little while too. They don't just throw any dog with any person. It's got to be just like adopting any dog, it's got to be a good personality match for you.
Right. So, Chuck, let's go back to dog training school. We got a little excited.
Okay. We're back in school.
Right. So, like you said, a lot of places will have their own intersections built, simulated.
Yeah.
The first step before they ever get to that point is learning to walk like a guide dog in a straight line, a little forward ahead of the handler and slightly to the left.
Up and to the left.
And this is a big one. The guide dog has to be taught to think of the world in human size.
Yeah.
Not dog's eye view any longer, but human size, because apparently they pick up pretty easily. Like, well, there's a garbage can. I need to make a wide arc around the garbage can so that the guy I'm leading doesn't run into the garbage can.
Yeah.
But what about that narrow crevasse that I can fit through no problem?
But my blind guy's a big fatty. There's no way he can fit through there.
Right.
Look at this guy.
Exactly.
I'm going to have to go around the block because he can't go down this alleyway.
Right. A dog has to think in terms of its world like that. And that's enormous to be able to train something like that. And for the dog to be able to learn like that, that's just really, my hat is off like over and over again. I'm just not even putting it back on for the rest of this episode.
The one that really knocked me out was the headroom. Like the dog, even though it's 2.5 feet off the ground, will be able to look up and say this guy or lady might bang her head on this low-hanging beam.
I shouldn't go into the sewer.
Shouldn't go in there. Yeah, stay out of the sewer. So that's just amazing. Like the dog has to look up and know how tall the owner is and gauge how low that beam is.
Yeah.
Unreal.
That matched again with the most spectacular thing in the world, selective disobedience.
Yeah.
Stopping at all curbs, all stairs, learning all of the commands, go to the right, go to the left, forward.
Yeah.
Yumi and I watched Short Circuit last night.
Oh, yeah?
Holds up pretty well. Except
it's just as crappy as it was when it was first released.
Exactly. The Fisher Stevens character, the Indian programmer, is so racist in this contest because it's a white guy doing like the worst Indian impression
it's
ever.
Like Mickey Rooney and what's it called?
I have no idea.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. He played Mr. Moto or whatever, the Chinese guy.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. I have to watch that.
Very famous racist portrayal.
But anyway, like they couldn't get Johnny Five to come forward. Ali Sheedy couldn't until she stumbled upon Forward. She's like, come here, come this way, walk. And he was just standing there, and she's like, forward. And he's like, oh, forward. And goes forward. So guide dogs and sentient robots, you have to say forward, too.
From the 80s. All right, so we said before, 20% of the puppies are weeded out off the top. Out of those puppies who go to school, about 50% of those are kicked out of school. And then finally, once those remaining are in school, only about 72% of those graduate. So they really weed out.
So say out of 400 dogs that go through puppy training, you got like 140 that are going to
eventually graduate and go on to be matched with a handler. And, there are a few things that'll weed a dog out, even if they're pretty good. If they're like aggressive toward cats or something, that'll weed them out. So they really get the cream of the crop.
Drug problems,
gone. They don't want any drug abusers in there.
No.
So they get the cream of the crop at the end, make sure they're compatible with their handler, train the handler with the people, and then, boom, you've got a match made in heaven.
Yeah, in the article, Tom Harris says, like, if you're taking a first-time handler, somebody who hasn't had a guide dog before,
right?
By the time the handler comes and you're putting it together with the dog, now you're basically in people training mode. Your guide dog's already trained.
Yeah.
The process is training the handler in the commands that the dog already knows.
Yeah.
Training the handler how to walk and basically taking this person and this dog and teaching them how to work as a team.
Yeah, and the dog has, this is their new master. They've had their instructor for 6 months or more. Mm-hmm. So it takes a little while to adjust to this fact that, hey, this is my new alpha dog.
Yeah, and usually it takes, I think, on average about a month. That's about the time that's set aside.
Yeah.
And so these nonprofit guide dog schools have like facilities for blind people to come live while they're spending a month learning how to work with their guide dog.
Yeah, some of them have dorms.
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
And again, we should say all of this is free.
Yeah.
The nonprofit group is shouldering all of the financial burden. The puppy raisers, they're given a stipend for food. All vet bills are paid by the guide dog school. Everything that has to do with the training and the raising of these dogs is paid for by these nonprofit groups. So
amazing.
If you're looking for a place to leave an inheritance, you could do worse than a guide dog school.
Yeah, Josh's A1 dog school.
Right. I'll give you my tax information if you email me directly.
So if you want to be an instructor, it's going to vary depending on what school you're going to try and go to. But generally, you have to have 2 to 3 years experience as an apprentice, supervised apprentice. And then different states have certification processes. You're probably a college graduate. Even though the job doesn't pay, it's still really hard to get this job.
Yep.
People want to do this.
Yeah.
So it's waitlisted a lot of times, not a lot of openings, and it's a tough job to get. It's very demanding physically and emotionally, and it's a real challenge as a trainer, but super rewarding.
Sure.
Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. And if you are interested in becoming a master trainer, from what I understand, the best route to take is to start by being a puppy raiser, work your way up to apprentice trainer, and then to master trainer. And who knows, you may just feel like topping out at puppy raiser. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
You file an application, have to be, pass, of course.
They got to screen you.
It has to, I would imagine I don't see how you could have a job, like a regular
No, it's probably a
salary
full-time thing.
position. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, if you're exposing a dog to 5 new things a week, I guess you could balance the two if it was like my work and this puppy.
Yeah.
But even still, I don't know. I would think you'd probably get bumped off a lot easier.
Sure. And they're screening you, too, to make sure you're like a super awesome person.
Right.
And you're not like, I'm going to expose them to the back of my hand.
Right. If you have like stains on the sleeveless undershirt that you wore to that puppy raising application meeting.
Yeah, give me like 4 of them puppies.
Right.
I'll train them good.
They may pass you by.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, anybody can do it, I guess, is what we're trying to say. Almost anybody.
Yeah, and I don't know how heavily they screen as far as like if you have kids or...
you can have other dogs, even other puppies, but your puppy has to be, I think, 7 months old.
Yeah, and I guess the whole point is they have to deal with those distractions, so maybe that's not a bad thing.
Yep. That's exactly what the mind thought process is behind that.
And like we said, they retire generally 8 to 10 years old. Although that doesn't mean they're like old and feeble. It just means it's probably time to get a new guide dog.
Right. They are sharp mentally typically, but they're starting to slow down a little bit, and they have to be able to keep pace with their handler. So, I think about 8 to 10 is the usual age that they're retired. Yeah,
and like you said, they'll offer it to the handler. If the handler's like, I can handle like keeping this dog and still get my new guide dog, then great. If not, they may offer it to the original puppy raiser, or... you might be lucky enough, it's another waitlist deal because people want to adopt retired guide dogs because they're pretty much the best.
Yeah.
And you may not have as much time with them, but you're providing them with like, it's almost like, taking in an old person and giving them something great in their twilight years.
Right. Like just letting them
eat life.
Whipped cream right out of the can anytime they want kind of thing.
Poop wherever you want.
Sure.
And they're like, dude, what's wrong with you?
Poop into my hand.
The dog just thinks you're crazy.
Dog is like, I remember when I used to work.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me to do things like that.
I love that blind guy so much more.
Did you... I can't even mention it on this, I think.
All right.
You got anything else about guide dogs? This one's a little wackier than I thought it was going to be.
Sure.
Okay, well, if you want to learn all about guide dogs, you can type guide dogs into the search bar at howstuffworks.com. And since I said search bar, it's time for, friends, a message break. Hit the jingle.
Stuff you should know.
Hey, everybody. I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful, it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
Dell PCs with Intel Inside are built for the moments that matter, for the moments you plan and the ones you don't. Built for the busy days that turn into all-night study sessions, the moment you're working from a cafe and realize every outlet's taken.
Yeah, the times you're deep in your flow and the absolute last thing you need is an auto update throwing off your momentum. That's why Dell builds tech that adapts to the way you actually work. Built with a long-lasting battery so you're not scrambling for the closest outlet, and built-in intelligence that makes updates around your schedule, not in the middle of it.
That's right. They don't build tech just for tech's sake. They build it for you. Find technology built for the way you work at Dell.com/Dell PCs. Built for you.
Now, Chuck, it's time for listener mail.
That's right, and this is dog-centric.
Yeah.
It just worked out that way. This is from an ER doctor whose passion is animal rescue, and her name is Jane M. Genab? Jenab? Never heard that.
Jenab?
Yeah, Genab. So Jane says, I have a charity knitting site, guys, where I donate 100% of the proceeds from selling my hand-knitted items to an animal rescue in your neck of the woods, actually. Angels Among Us Pet Rescue in Alpharetta, Georgia.
Do you remember them?
Yeah, well, how do I know that name?
In either maybe like the can dogs detect like death, or can dogs tell when you're going to die, or can dogs detect illness?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Chihuahua that could detect breast cancer? And,
yeah.
I feel like we talked about that organization in that episode.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So Angels Among Us in Alpharetta, they rescued thousands of dogs and cats from kill shelters right before being euthanized and found them loving homes. Last year, my knitting site donated $5,000 to their cause, and this year my goal is $6,000. And this is like she's just knitting, selling this stuff, and giving all the money away. Knitting
That's
at all
pretty
times.
neat.
A few days ago, I lost my 15-year-old rescue girl, Rika. Japanese for beautiful girl.
Mm-hmm.
I rescued her when she was 8 weeks old, and she was with me through marriage, divorce, medical school, residency, and first 4 years of practice. She moved with me from Denver to Tulsa to Kansas City to Grand Junction, Colorado to Mendocino, California, and back to Denver. Her loss has broken my heart, but it has also inspired me to work even harder to accomplish my goal for other homeless animals, including asking for help spreading the word. So guys, I would love it to make you both some hand-knitted hats for the winter if you think you'd enjoy them. The links to my page on Facebook and to Angels Among Us are below. You can see pictures of the hats, baby hats, dog sweaters, all kinds of things I can knit. Thanks for your consideration, but more than anything, thanks for a fantastic podcast that keeps me entertained and educated. So this is from Jane Genab, MD, owner of Jane's Creations, and we would like to challenge people to go out and buy one of her knitted gifts, because that money's going to go to Angels Among Us Pet Rescue.
That is so cool.
So go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Jane's Creations, Janes Creations, of Denver, Colorado, or just check out Angels Among Us Pet Rescue at facebook.com/AAPR. Angels Rescue. And let's help her reach that goal of $6,000 because that's pretty awesome.
Let's do it. Let's make it an official SYSK thing. Okay?
And hey, you know what? Jerry adopted her cute little dog Thule from Angels Among Us.
The one with the drug problem?
Yeah.
The one that washed out of guide dog school?
Yeah, the tweaker.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have a personal connection too. And
Let's do it, Chuck. Let's make it an official SYSK thing to raise some money for this.
yeah, so go to facebook.com/Jane's Creations. And Jane, I corresponded with her on email. I was very sad to hear about Rika, but she's got other animals because she's an animal crazy person just like me. So.
Nice. Animal crazy people are the best crazy people around.
Agreed.
If you want us to help try to raise some money for a very worthy cause via you, get in touch with us. We're going to have to check you out, make sure you're legit, make sure you're not, making money off of other people's goodwill, which is tacky.
And we get a lot of these, so unfortunately we can't, get everyone on the air, but we do our best.
We try.
Yeah.
You can get in touch with us via Twitter at SYSK Podcast. You can join us on Facebook.com/Stuff You Should Know. You can send us an email directly, and you can join us on our website, which is pretty awesome. It's called StuffYouShouldKnow.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com.
You could be adored by everyone and still completely ignored by your cat. Trust me, I know. But if you feed your cat Sheba, you can go from being ignored to truly adored in 12 days, guaranteed, or your money back. Sheba has a full menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, even a kitten's menu. It's so cute. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater. Like Sheba Puree, it's made with bone broth. They are chef-inspired flavors. It's got a smooth and creamy texture that cats love and contains no corn, wheat, soy, or artificial flavors. It's food that your cat's gonna love. To learn more, check out Sheba.com. That's SHEBA.com. If audiobooks are your thing and you've been meaning to listen to more of them, you should check out a podcast called Earsay, the Audible and iHeart Audio Club, hosted by Cal Penn. Each episode spotlights standout audiobooks on Audible across all kinds of genres: sci-fi, comedy, romance, thrillers, and more, with Cal talking to guests who help break down what makes each story worth listening to. It's a fun, easy way to discover your next great audiobook. Check out Earsay on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.